Today we're going to be changing out the spark plugs for this 2015 Toyota RAV4 LE. This applies to all Toyota RAV4s that are running the 4-cylinder engine. It's 2.5 liters. This also applies to any 2013 to 2015 Toyota RAV4, so the 4th generation RAV4. So over here, this is everything you're going to need to do your spark plugs today. Right over here is the main item. I got the NGK laser iridium spark plugs, part number ILFR5T11. And you're going to need 4 of them because it's a 4-cylinder engine, and you're going to change 1 spark plug per cylinder. Out of the box, you could tell that these spark plugs are individually wrapped, and let me go ahead and show you guys what it looks like. This is the NGK laser iridium spark plug, and it comes with this plastic cover because it's pre-gapped at 0.044. You can also check it, but I've already checked it myself. And then usually you need some anti-seize for most spark plugs, but the NGK, according to them, it comes with some trivalent coating or some type of like zinc chromate coating that prevents it from seizing, so you don't actually need the paste. And also they prefer you not to put the anti-seize because they want to prevent over torquing or any kind of like blocking of heat transfer. The other thing you'll need is some dielectric grease just to put on the coil packs, as well as this little insulator here. And then in terms of tools, as you see here, I just have a basic socket, some extensions, and a few wrenches, and then I have a torque wrench. Let's zoom into this part here. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need a 5/8 spark plug socket. Some are magnetic. This has like a nice rubber material in the inside that grips the spark plug. So if you take a look at this spark plug, I'm going to pull it back out. It actually hooks into this spark plug socket perfectly, and it keeps it from dropping. So that's going to be used to take out the old spark plug, as well as you're going to drop the new one in and make sure it doesn't actually cross thread to the threads of your block or your head. And then the other thing you're going to need is just a wrench right here and a 10mm, because you're going to use this one to take off the bolts connecting the coil packs. I sometimes use a needle nose to pull out the wiring harness in case the clips are getting stuck. And the last but not least, you're going to need this torque wrench, or any torque wrench. The torque spec is going to be at 18 foot-pounds for the spark plugs themselves. And so you just need a torque wrench that can actually tighten it at that spec and tell you. And for me, I like to just hand tighten the coil packs because it's just plastic to the block. So right over here, this is the Toyota RAV4 engine bay, and what you need to do is actually remove the plastic cover that sits on top of the engine. The way you do that is actually just pulling the plastic cover up, and there's a few clips that are holding it down. And as you can see here, these are the 3 clips. There are these little rubber grommets that just kind of hold the little pin sticking on the block. So at this point, you might notice the silver valve cover with 4 wires or 4 coil packs coming out of it. You want to remove those wiring harness clips on it first. And the way you want to do it is just pressing that little button on top and then pulling it out. Sometimes it can get a little stuck. I was able to pull this off with one hand, but it is a little bit tight. The other way to do it is you get the little needle nose, press the clip itself, and then back it out. It makes it a lot easier to take it out. And I'm doing it pretty easily with the rest of the clips. Sometimes they get really stuck, so you just want to give it a little wiggle, and if you can take it out, it should be easy like that. The next step is to remove the coil packs. All you need is the 10mm. You're going to take off those 10mm bolts holding the coil packs down. Then you can pull each one by one. I'm just going to take it out one at a time. And this is the 10mm bolt. And you're going to wiggle the coil pack, pull it up. And this is the RAV4 coil pack here. You can check it If the rubber is still soft, sometimes it's hardened and might have some cracks in it, but these coil packs are still good to go, and so you can keep them and reuse them. So I'm going to change each cylinder one at a time. So I'm going to work on cylinder 1 first and remove the spark plug. I'll show you guys how that's done. But what you need to do is take the 5A socket, spark plug socket, and what you're going to do is insert it inside of the hole for the spark plug in cylinder 1, and then you're going to loosen it. It's only at 18 foot-pounds, but sometimes it seizes up over time. So you can see here it's ready to be taken out, and now I'm going to bring out the extension, and you're going to see the spark plug taken out, as you see there. Once it's loose, the rubber material in the socket will just grab onto the spark plug, releasing it. So I personally like to use NGK laser iridium. It's OEM for certain cars, but for Toyota, they use the Denso spark plug. This is the part number SK16HR11. You could also use this too. They're about the same price, but I prefer to use NGK laser iridium. So go ahead and pick the one you want, and then you're going to insert the new one in. So this is a side-by-side comparison of the old spark plug and the new one. Again, this is the Denso spark plug. This is about almost 90,000 miles, and then this one here, perfectly brand new. So we're going to swap these ones out. So what I like to do now is actually take the new spark plug. I'm going to insert it in the 5A socket, spark plug socket. It's going to be held down. And now I'm going to drop it in the cylinder. And I'm going to spin it, hand tighten it, just to make sure it goes around the threads evenly. I'm pretty much going to spin it until I can't anymore. And then I'm going to take the socket and tighten it. Once it's tight, I'm going to take the torque wrench. And the torque wrench, I'm going to set it to 18 foot-pounds, which it's already at. I'm going to let it set in place. And finish it off at 18. Once that's done, I can go ahead and take it out. Give it a little wiggle, and the socket is out. Now I'm going to take the existing coil pack, and at this point, I like to put a little dielectric grease around within this area here, and it'll grab onto the spark plug itself. You could put it on the spark plug, it's just gonna get the tool a little dirty. So I just put it around here just to improve insulation. And as it gets inserted, it will grab on. And then now I'm just gonna drop the spark plug coil pack in. And then we're gonna put the 10mm bolt back. So now I'm gonna tighten it down. I'm just gonna hand tighten it about a quarter turn. And then I'll put the wiring harness back. And that's one coil pack done, one spark plug changed, and we just have 3 more to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on time-lapse and work on the other set, but that's pretty much the process for changing out your spark plugs. So that's pretty much the process. You just saw me change out all 4 spark plugs. It's as simple as removing the 10mm bolt holding the coil pack down, remove the wiring harness, then pull out the coil pack. You're gonna drop a 5/8 spark plug socket. I usually use a 10-inch extension, but you could probably get away with a 6. You loosen it, pull out the old spark plug, then you're gonna drop the new spark plug in, and you're gonna tighten it down at 18 foot-pounds. Put the old, or reuse the coil pack unless they're bad. You're gonna drop it back in, put a little dielectric grease around the coil, and then put a 10mm bolt on top, and then snap back the wiring harness. You do that for all 4, and that's all you need to do. The last thing we need to do is just add the plastic cover back on for cosmetic reasons, and I'll go ahead and do that now. Again, that's as simple as these 3 little rubber grommets. You're gonna just match the little pins on the corner there, as you see. And once that's securely in place, you're done with the spark plug change. Again, that's how you change out the spark plugs for a 2013 2015 RAV4. This is the 2015 RAV4 4-cylinder engine. And thanks for watching. Have a good one, and hopefully this was helpful.